Hey, thanks for joining us on another vidcast with yourlocalnote.com. Tonight we have the group Palaceburn in with us. We'll be speaking with them in just a couple minutes, but just want to remind you that we stream 24/7. We've got free apps. Go to the App Store, type in YLN, and download it for free. You can take yourlocalnote.com with you anywhere you want to go. Then also, we've got a weekly newsletter that Mike puts out, and you just email us at contact@yourlocalnote.com. You can check that out. We've got music news. We also have a concert calendar to see where the bands are playing. All that great stuff and more right here on yourlocalnote.com. All right, coming up in just a few minutes, we've got Palaceburn. We're going to be talking to them about their latest EP, The Awakening. We'll start off with a song from the EP. It's called So Gone on yourlocalnote.com. The song is called So Gone. It's from the EP, The Awakening, and we're hanging with Palaceburn on yourlocalnote.com. Guys and gals, welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us. Why don't you go down, introduce yourself and what you do with the band, and then give a shout out to the people who are not here. We'll start with you.
My name is Darren. I play guitar.
My name is Meredith Bell. I'm lead singer.
My name is Logan Romanowitz. I am bassist.
Okay, guys, let's have a little background on the band. How did the band get together?
We first started out as a almost like a solo artist under myself.
Okay.
I started out working out in a studio in Port Richmond called Drowning Fish Studio.
Okay.
And it was myself and a man named Jason Dunkerley. Mm-hmm. And we got together, started writing some songs, that sort of thing. That was about 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And when we got together, I said that, hey, I want to start playing these songs live.
Okay.
And we recruited a couple of individuals. One, Jim, who's not here with us.
Right.
And
Miss you, Jim.
Miss you, Jim. We love you, boo. And Jeff.
Jim and
Miss you,
Jeff
boo.
not here. Okay.
Yeah. And once we started playing live, it just felt right. It felt like it was a unit. It didn't really feel like it was just me.
Okay.
So I said, hey, let's come up with a name. And that's how Palaceburn was born.
Okay. And who came up with the name? Is that something you came up with, Palaceburn?
Yeah, that was me.
Just you like the fact that you're burning a palace, and that's how you felt your music is. It's right out there on
Exactly.
fire. All right, very cool, very cool. All right, so how long has the band been together? Because I know there's sort of been some changes.
Mm-hmm.
So the changes took place when? About how long ago?
I'd say last year.
Okay.
Is when the summer of last year is when we had some changes.
And
so.
was the EP being recorded as you're getting new people into the band?
The EP was done at
Okay.
that point. We released back in May of 2013.
So you recruited members of the band after the EP was done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was Derek and Logan after the EP was done, or were they?
Yeah, Darren. Yeah, no,
Darren, I'm sorry.
no, you're fine.
Happens all the time.
No, they were after the EP was done.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And guys, how was that joining a band, knowing that you could promote an EP and you really didn't have anything to do with it? How does that work?
For me, it was really easy. When you're joining a band and they don't have anything down, basically you only have the hours that you're rehearsing to work on the material.
Okay.
Whereas I had the CD in my hands, I could practice it at home, and so within maybe 2 or 3 weeks of when we first started jamming together, we had the EP down.
Okay.
So it was just now we're starting to go into the stuff that hasn't been recorded, and we're even starting to dive a little bit into writing our own material, which is a lot of fun so far.
Okay. Very cool. Logan, how did it feel jumping into a band that was already had an EP established, ready to go?
Yeah, pretty much just as Darren had said. I mean, with everything kind of already established, it makes kind of coming together and getting to know each other just a little bit faster.
Okay.
And then, too, it kind of allows us to start playing out a lot faster.
Okay.
As opposed to if we'd all came together and had to start writing new material straight from scratch, throw out all the old stuff.
Great.
So that's definitely a good thing, is being able to play out live again. That's when I first saw Palaceburn was at a live show. And,
Okay.
And now I'm playing with them, and it should be a good time.
Pretty cool. All right, Meredith, did you write the song So Gone?
I did.
Okay. Tell us what it's about.
So Gone, well, I always make the joke about how Adele had her heart broken and then she made $1 billion.
Right.
So that's, kind of what I'm,
You're hoping that, that you can capitalize on your pain.
Exactly.
Where's my $1 million?
Exactly. So
I'm hurting. I need a
and
reward. Yeah.
7 Grammys that she won. So So Gone is actually about my dealings with my ex-fiance.
Okay.
And how when he broke up with me, it was more so where he tried to blame everything on me, when in turn he really didn't want to take responsibility for his own actions.
Guys are like that.
Yeah. So playing the victim and doing all that sort of thing. And so that...
Just trying to make her feel good, guys. Come on.
No, you're fine. So that's pretty much what that was about.
Okay. Now let's get to the songwriting process. Did you write all of the songs by yourself for the EP, or did you have someone else that you wrote with?
Jason was the one who was the main character when I'm writing the entire EP. Really, he's co-songwriter on all of the songs for the most part, except for In Serenity, which is the last track.
Okay.
That was all me, but I would write the melody and the lyrics and that sort of thing, and then we would sit in the studio and I would sing the songs to him, and he would take his guitar and strum, the notes out and that sort of thing, and we would sit and come up with the song. We actually, within my first meeting with Jason, we actually wrote So Gone, which was the first song we wrote in 15 minutes.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Okay. But most of that was your idea, then he worked with you to put it together.
Absolutely.
Is that how you've written most of your songs in the past?
Mostly it's been, yeah, I'd say so. I'd say that's usually, I play piano and I, write and that sort of thing. And so I come up with the chords and that sort of thing and the melody and the lyrics, and then I go to someone. I'm like, hey, I don't play guitar.
Okay.
Have fun.
Okay. Very cool. Now, when you're writing a song, you're putting something together, are you the type of person who needs to have experienced what you're writing about? Or can you take something, get an idea, and say, "Oh, let me create something with this," and sort of tell a story? You sort of get songwriters who are like that. They like to tell stories, and what they're writing about is not necessarily something they experience. And then you get songwriters who are like, "Nope, if I didn't live it, I can't write about it." Where do you fall into that?
I lean more so during, with my personal experience. I find that a lot, but I've been known to write particular songs that I've never experience that situation, and some idea comes to me. I see something on TV, I don't know, or something, and
then it just starts to flow from there.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you need to, once you start writing, go to the end and finish it, or can you write some stuff down, put it away, and come back to it?
I can write certain ideas out. It's funny. I come up with the weirdest ideas, like at the weirdest times. Like I find most of my inspiration usually when I'm in the shower.
Okay.
Which is the weirdest thing ever. You would think, right?
You're the second person who's talked about how they get inspired when they're in the bathroom. In all our interviews here.
Taking a shower, not really doing anything else, but
I don't want to go into it. But that's why I said bathroom.
Exactly. But I remember when I was writing Your Secret. It was so funny. My poor partner. I had the idea for the song in my head. I started, like, I'm falling into, and I started thinking, I was like, oh crap. And so I got out of the shower, like butt naked, ran to my bedroom, got my pad, and started writing it down. And Christine, she looks just like, Meredith, what are you? I was like, just give me a second. Just give me a second. Just
don't disturb me.
Right. And I wrote the lyrics right there.
Right there.
Yep.
Okay, so we know. Butt naked.
Yep. That's how you do it.
I can't picture this song any other way. No.
Just think. Yep,
Darren, can you not think about me naked? That'd be great.
Just think people now come to the show.
Oh dear.
All right. Just,
Opened up that can of worms.
We charge extra for that.
I think so. I think you can do that. That's
a money maker.
Exactly.
All right. So now you've got a new songwriting process starting. How difficult is that, bringing in new people and sharing your songs and ideas?
It's definitely different because we've become so acclimated with the way that we worked before. And when Jason was done, when Jim and I, we're taking on the same process, and now it's that we have 5 different guys and girl, and we have 5 different ideas. We all have different influences and that sort of thing. So we've had to shift that a little bit, whereas now we have Darren and Logan and Jim who all come in together and present riffs, and I have to listen to their ideas first and then correlate with lyrics from there.
Oh, okay.
So it's different. It's definitely a shift, but I like it.
You're enjoying that process. Let's go to song number 2 off the EP Awakening. The song is called Remnants of a Lie. We're hanging with Palaceburn. This is yourlocalnote.com.
Taking all that I truly can.
The song is called Remnants of a Lie. It's from the EP, The Awakening, and the band we're hanging with is Palaceburn. All right, Meredith?
Yes.
Let's talk about this song.
Oh, man.
Remnants of a Lie. Is this? I'm just guessing. This is also a little personal.
You would think? You think so?
I know. I don't look like the smartest guy going.
Did you get that inkling?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Remnants of a Lie is about a dear friend of mine who now we've actually since reconnected, which I think is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a guy who was actually very interested in me, and at the time, I was getting to the point where I was about to get married, and the feelings were not mutual, and he couldn't handle it. And he actually ended up cutting me out of his life and just completely shunning me from everything. So I felt as though he didn't get what he wanted, so he and I were never really friends in the first place.
Well, that's a good point.
And so that's where, everything that you told me up until this point about how you care for me as a friend was in essence a lie.
So do you find that when you're going through tough times personally, that it's easier to come up with ideas to write songs?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So it's tougher if you're in a great mood and you're happy to come up with but you're not alone. I think a lot of songwriters are like that. They will work better when they're in a bad state, and then and I feel bad for them if everything is going well. They're gonna be like, oh man, my job's gonna suck now because I can't get it done.
Right.
Well, you could take a different approach to that.
I guess.
Like if things are great, you can start writing songs trying to help other people.
Okay,
in a sense,
that's good thought.
Or writing more uplifting songs.
Sure.
Yeah.
Putting a different spin on it.
That's a good one. But you find yourself being more productive when you're having some issues.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Let's talk about the EP. And now, this was recorded before you guys got involved, Darren and Logan.
Yep.
Meredith, how involved were you in the process of producing the album?
Oh, gosh.
Or the EP, I should say.
Oh, man. Let me tell you how I know every corner of Drowning Fish Studio.
Okay.
Because I was there for hours and hours and hours on end. And the recording process was interesting because we had recorded the EP before under Meredith Bell. And then afterwards is when Jason and CJ, his new partner, had updated all of their equipment and got Pro Tools HD, all this good stuff. So he was very excited to take another stab at it. And so doing that and having CJ come in was really interesting because he had new ways and ideas of how to attack certain parts in the song.
Right.
And CJ's brilliant. CJ Blair is just absolutely amazing, and it was a pleasure to work with him.
Okay.
And really understanding and being in the studio, and I hadn't been in the studio for years.
Okay, but this was not your first time being this involved in an EP. So you've done this before with recording songs. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you learned from what you've done in the past and are now looking forward to a new recordings of songs and saying, you know what, I want to try this, I want to try that. Does that happen every time you get done with a recording session?
Well, yeah, definitely, especially when you're working with different studios. We're actually in talks right now to be out in the studio in Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be really exciting to get up there and see, how their studio works, how they, attack certain things and how they produce. So,
what is the process of trying to get a studio, especially that's not in your hometown, to be interested in your music? Do you send them demos? How do you go about that process?
Ours is an interesting view to that because we actually were approached.
Oh, okay.
There's a guy who actually used to play in this band called God Forbid. His name is Corey. They were based out in Jersey, and he actually came to me and said that they were getting, he and a couple of his buddies that he's known for a very long time, are actually getting ready to open up a studio and that sort of thing. And he knows I'm in a band. I've known him for, I want to say a couple of years now.
Okay.
And he said, hey, I see that you guys are doing really well. Do you want to come on board and be one of our first acts that we produce? I was like, all right, yeah, sounds good. That sounds great. We could do that.
Okay.
So we're in talks right now. I was just saying we have a meeting coming up, so we'll see how that goes. But no, I'm really excited to get a chance to work with him and see what he's up to.
How many songs have you written in preparation for? Is it going to be an album or an EP that you're going to record?
This is going to be an EP as well. We have 4 songs right now that are completely done.
Okay.
I want to say that we've been playing actually for over a year now. Cold Front, Ghost of Lovers Past. There are a couple, and I know that we're actually writing as well currently, which once again is so exciting and amazing to be able to work with these guys and get there. Well, Darren is okay. I don't know.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. So it's exciting to take on that new process in songwriting, and I'm excited to see what happens.
So you've been playing some new songs live. Any songs that you are really pleased with the response that you're getting from people when you play it live?
We haven't had a chance to play with these guys as of yet.
Okay.
However, I know that one song that was not on the EP, Pride, people seem to really dig and to really be into.
So that's going to be on the new EP?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very
cool. All right, guys, as you're approaching now the process of working with a new band and you're putting this together, you recalling your experiences, have you both also recorded in the past? You've worked in the studio and stuff like that. Is it something now, are you going to have 5 people now trying to, and plus a producer trying to put the stuff together? Or do you try to have it set, what? We as a band know what we want from all our songs, and then you work with the producer and put the songs together that way?
It's kind of like a puzzle.
Okay.
And we as a band put the pieces together how we see it best fits, and then we hand it to the producer. And then the producer will come in and make a few more changes and a few more creative ideas. So we come up with a general sense of how the EP is going to work and sound, and then he'll kind of add his creative twist to it, which is great because then, especially if you're getting an outside set of ears to listen to a song, he'll hear it in a completely different way than we will. So just ideas that he'll definitely throw out there. I never even thought of it that way.
Okay. Is it a situation now, Meredith, you're basically, it seems like, and I could be wrong, perception is at this point, you're the leader of the band.
Yeah, I guess so.
How difficult is it as the leader to start letting other people in? I mean, is it something that you have to consciously say, okay, I can't step too much. I gotta start giving these guys some space.
It is definitely a conscious effort to relinquish some of the duties. It's hard.
Okay.
It's definitely very hard.
She said duty.
Really?
Okay.
Really? Are we 12 years old?
We're just, we're having a Beavis and Butthead flashbacks. I understand. She said duty.
Really?
Nice.
Really? Oh my God. So,
do they have to remind you sometimes to say, "Hey, can you give us some space here," or is it unspoken?
I don't think, no. I mean, I haven't really had any issues with that. I don't feel like any of the rest of the guys have. I definitely am trying not to be a dictator, and I want to make sure that everyone is involved. This is a band. This is a unit. Mm-hmm. Everyone, has stop. Seriously?
You said unit.
I just looked over at him and the smirk came across. I couldn't help it.
I'm done with y'all. I can't.
Okay. Why don't we go to song number 3?
Could we please?
See if Darren cannot make fun of whatever words we say.
Ask them more questions. I don't want to.
All right, the song is called Trouble. That's our next song.
Trouble.
You're in very big
trouble.
We'll talk about that when we come back. The EP is The Awakening. The band is the very serious Palaceburn. And this is yourlocalnode.com. The song is called Trouble from the EP, The Awakening. We're hanging with Palaceburn. Meredith, is this another personal song, Trouble?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Clearly.
Do the people that are inspiring you to write these songs, do they know that they're doing this or they're involved in a song?
No.
Would they know if they heard the song? They'd be like, she's writing about me.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So you can write and not get too specific but it's still relatable to a lot of people.
Yeah, that's definitely very important when it comes to like the artistic side of things. I definitely don't want to call anybody out or any sort of thing where they feel like, oh man, like she's really like doing this. Like you got to call me out like that.
Yes,
so
yeah.
It's funny that Trouble is actually about myself.
Okay.
I actually did some internal things with this particular song, and I was
introspective.
Yeah, definitely. I was going through a rough patch, and trouble just seemed to be like always coming my way, and that that it really stems from that.
Okay. Let's just take a step back a little bit and talk about influences, because I think that probably will explain how you guys got together, your influences, and how it makes it easier to probably coalesce as a band. So we'll start with you, Logan. Influences?
Influences, I mean, as far as
your musical influences.
Yeah, I mean, bass-wise, I'm a big fan of Ryan Martini from Mudvayne, Les Claypool, Primus, Geddy Lee from Rush. So I mean, I try and take as many things from there as possible, at least to show out in my playing.
Okay.
But I mean, as far as just main musical influences, I'm a huge metalhead. Things from Hatebreed to Slipknot. Pretty heavy stuff.
Okay.
But I'm also a very huge fan of bands with female singers, and always searched one out and happened to see Palaceburn play with Straight Line Stitch, which is one of my favorite female-fronted metal bands.
Okay.
And it was on my birthday. So I found out a couple weeks later that a couple other musicians had left, and
they were looking for a bass player.
They were looking for a bass player.
You reached out to Meredith,
and I reached out via the Facebook, and emailed, and
Faces.
The Book of Face.
the Book of Face, and yeah, they said they were still looking. So emailed back and forth. We set things up, and I think it was like the first week in January we got together.
So you really didn't know Meredith other than by watching her on stage?
No.
Okay. Is that intimidating, trying to audition, or did you have to audition?
Well, Meredith's live presence was very out there. She's very outgoing. She definitely commands a lot of stage presence.
Right.
But at the same time, she'll soon learn here that I do the same thing live.
Okay. All right.
So
Is it going to be a diva battle?
I think
it very well might be.
I think it might be.
Three
Scooby
snaps
girl.
and Z formation.
Scooby girl.
But yeah, so I mean, like I wouldn't say that I was intimidated so much. I mean, because I think that her and I have very similar personalities. So
Okay.
we just like clicked right off the bat.
Oh my God, Logan. Logan and I get along so well, as if you couldn't tell.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
But so yeah, so I mean, just very looking forward to it.
Okay. Very good. Darren, influences
Besides
besides Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, Beavis and Butthead, very huge influences, especially in my childhood. A couple of my biggest influences are the two guitarists from Killswitch Engage. Flaw is one of my favorite bands ever, so both of their guitarists. Alter Bridge, like more towards their later stuff when they got a lot heavier and faster. But those are probably my three biggest influences.
Okay. And when did you join the band?
I joined the band about the same time as Logan did.
Okay. Did you know Meredith before?
Actually, I did. Her and I met at a Times of Grace show. It is the side project of some of the members of Killswitch Engage.
Okay.
And they were playing at the Note. Her and I met there. And then we kind of fell out of contact until I saw that she was playing a show as a solo artist, but they actually announced their name that night to the crowd. And they played with my band, my old band, rather. And a couple weeks later, she actually joined us on stage when we played a cover of Lady Gaga's Poker Face.
Okay.
Yep.
And just... We've really, like, when we first met, we clicked, and I also found out that they were looking for another guitarist, so I jumped on the opportunity that, like, as soon as it presented itself.
Okay. Meredith, influences?
Oh gosh, I go everywhere. I have such a wide range. Starting with the hard rock and metal, I definitely look up to Amy Lee a lot from Evanescence. Everyone says like I'm the black version.
Okay.
I've been told that so many times. I'm like, oh, you guys are so sweet. I love Evanescence. I Pantera, Slayer, Metallica. Those sort of Hatebreed, of course. Lamb of God, which actually Lamb of God, their album As the Palaceburn is actually where our name came from. But I also have other influences as well. I grew up in the church. Gospel, that sort of thing. I listen to jazz a lot. I love Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday, Chet Baker. My grandfather was very much into Ray Charles and the Temptations and that sort of thing. So yeah, I have a very, very wide range, but that's metal and jazz. That's usually
metal and jazz. I can see how it flows.
So
now, when you're looking for new people for your band, how many people did you go through? I mean, how difficult was that process as you were looking for a bass player, you're looking for a guitar player? I mean, did you see a lot of people before you settled on Logan and Darren, or wasn't much because you ran into them and you felt it was clicking right away?
Jim and I were the only two members left.
Okay.
After Jay Skull and Sean had left. So we actually didn't really see a lot of people in person.
Okay.
We exchanged a lot of emails, through Craigslist, Facebook, that sort of thing. And we had always tried to meet up with people, and they just never really, panned out. So, which is typical. It's normal. It happens. But, knowing Darren for a while and, had meeting Logan, in the past, and as soon as they came in, and Jeff as well. Actually, Jim and the three of us were actually the first who jammed together, and then Jeff came the week later.
Okay.
And I tell you, as soon as we all just came together, it was honestly just like that. And we started knocking out songs. The chemistry has been just undeniable.
Fantastic.
And we really enjoy each other's company, and we're all very professional, and it's a really great mix.
Okay. Speaking about your music, where can people find your music?
You can find our music. Our album is available for download on iTunes, Amazon.com. We're also on Reverb Nation. You can actually download the album for free on ReverbNation.com/Palaceburn. And we're also on Facebook, Twitter, PalaceburnRocks.com.
Okay, that's Facebook.
Yes.
And what's your handle on Twitter?
Palaceburn.
Okay.
It's one word.
Okay.
People get that confused. It's Palaceburn. So, yeah.
Right. Very, very cool. Shows coming up. You guys have any shows planned?
Yes, we do, actually. Finally, we have our first show back. It's going to be at the legendary Dobbs. It's going to be on May 9th.
Okay.
It's Chest Fest. We are actually holding a benefit for breast cancer research.
Okay.
There is this amazing, wonderful, fantastic foundation called the Linda Creed Foundation.
All right.
They provide treatment for, they help, breast cancer patients with their treatment, their chemotherapy, mammograms, diagnostic testing, that sort of thing. And they've done so much for women in the tri-state area, and we really want to help and make sure that they're still able to do what they do for thousands of women in the area.
Okay, that's May 9th at Legendary Dobbs.
Yes, it is starts at 8 o'clock. We're actually it's 21 and up, and we're actually going to be holding a raffle as well. We have different vendors from around the Philly area who are donating so graciously to help us raise money and that sort of thing. We've got a lot of vendors on board, so
fantastic.
We're really excited.
And then shows after that, you'll let us know so we can put it up on our concert calendar.
Absolutely.
Sounds good. All right, we're wrapping up here. Let's go to the last song, Your Secrets. Meredith.
Oh, man.
Tell us a little bit about this song.
Oh, but that one's a secret, though. That one's a secret. I can't.
You wrote this. So this, okay, is this a song that a person that you influenced you to write this song? They would know this is about
he knows it's about him, but that situation I'd rather just keep private.
So it was a personal situation that inspired you to write this song.
Yes.
Very cool. All right, Logan, Darren, Meredith, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was great hanging out with you, and good luck. And we'll be watching you guys grow.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you.
Just want to remind you, we'll have another vidcast next week. And, of course, we stream 24/7, so you'll be able to hear Palaceburn on our site, along with a bunch of other songs that we got. Remember, it's only Philadelphia area musicians. That's what we concentrate on here on yourlocalnote.com. And Mike and I do a weekly YLN update to keep you up to date on what's going on in the Philadelphia music scene. All that and more on yourlocalnote.com. Wrapping things up with Palaceburn from their EP, The Awakening. This song is called Your Secrets on yourlocalnote.com.